Welcome to our channel, where we delve into the darkest corners of the unknown. Tonight we venture deep beneath the bustling city streets into the abandoned tunnels of forgotten subway stations. 3 stories, each more unsettling than the last, await us in the echoing darkness. Turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and prepare to be scared. Imagine a city shrouded in darkness, the only light from a pale moon casting long, eerie shadows on the empty streets. Below the bustling streets lies a forgotten place, hidden from the eyes of the living. An abandoned subway station, its entrance sealed with heavy chains and locks, its existence erased from memory, a relic of a bygone era. The air hangs heavy with the smell of dust and decay, a testament to the passage of time. The only sound is the slow drip of water, each drop a reminder of the station's desolation, each drop echoing in the silence, amplifying the eerie stillness. The rusted tracks stretch into the darkness, swallowed by shadows, leading to nowhere. It is here that our first story takes root, in the heart of this forsaken place. Local legend claims that if you stand on the platform at midnight when the world is at its quietest, you can hear them, the whispers, faint and elusive. Faint at first, like the rustling of leaves in a gentle breeze, they slither from the darkness, creeping into your consciousness. They speak of forgotten tragedies, of moments lost to time, of lives lost and dreams shattered, echoing the sorrow of the past. Some say they are the voices of passengers trapped in a long-forgotten accident, their spirits unable to move on. Others believe they are something more sinister, entities that thrive on fear, feeding off the fear of those who dare to listen, growing stronger with each terrified heartbeat. One night, a group of daring teenagers ventured into the abandoned station. Armed with only flashlights and a sense of adventure, they descended into the cold, damp air, their footsteps echoing in the empty tunnels. They stood on the platform, their laughter echoing, their bravado waning as the reality of their surroundings set in. As the clock ticked past midnight, the atmosphere grew tense. A hush fell over the group. The air grew cold, almost unnaturally so, sending shivers down their spines, making their breath visible in the frigid air. And then they heard it. The faintest of whispers, barely audible at first, but growing steadily louder. The teenagers huddled closer, their hearts pounding, their eyes wide with fear. The whispers swirled around them like a cold wind, filled with an unspeakable sadness. Fear gripped the teenagers, tightening its icy fingers around their throats, making it hard to breathe, their courage evaporating with each passing second. They stumbled back the way they came, their movements frantic and uncoordinated, their flashlights casting frantic shadows. They emerged forever changed, their faces pale and their eyes haunted by the chilling whispers of the forgotten souls, a memory that would linger in their minds for years to come. Our next tale takes us to the heart of a bustling metropolis, a city that never sleeps, where the streets are always alive with the hum of activity. Deep beneath the city's vibrant streets lies an abandoned subway line, a relic of a bygone era. Its tracks, once pulsating with the rhythm of the city, now lay dormant, shrouded in darkness and silence. It is said that as the last train rattled through, a blood-curdling scream tore through the night, a sound that still haunts the memories of those who heard it. Some whisper it was the desperate cry of a soul ripped from this world, a soul that still lingers in the shadows. Years passed, and the screams faded into hushed whispers, stories told in the dead of night. The abandoned line became a haven for those seeking refuge, a place where the forgotten found solace. One such soul was a young photographer, drawn to the station's desolate beauty and the eerie tales that surrounded it. He had heard the stories but dismissed them as mere folklore, tales to scare children and thrill seekers. He set up his equipment, the only light emanating from his camera's flash, illuminating the dark corners of the station. As he worked, he couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, a sensation that grew stronger with each passing moment. A prickling sensation crept up his spine, making the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end. He paused, listening intently, but the only sound was the incessant dripping of water echoing through the empty tunnels. He tried to convince himself it was just his imagination, a trick of the mind in the eerie silence. But then he heard it, a sound that sent chills down his spine, a faint, high-pitched wail, distant at first, growing louder and more insistent. The photographer froze, his blood turning to ice as the wail morphed into a gut-wrenching scream. The scream echoed through the station, bouncing off the walls and filling the air with a sense of dread. Panic surged through him, urging him to flee, to escape the unseen terror. He stumbled back, his eyes wide with terror, his heart pounding in his chest. The screams reached a deafening crescendo, a sound that seemed to pierce his very soul. He turned and ran, his footsteps echoing in the darkness, each step fueled by sheer terror. He burst from the station's entrance, gasping for breath, his mind reeling from the experience. He never returned, forever haunted by the blood-curdling screams, a reminder of the night he ventured into the depths of the screaming rails. Our final descent into the darkness takes us to a forgotten corner of a sprawling city, a place where time seems to have stood still. This is the story of the haunting clang, a sound that has plagued an abandoned subway station for decades, echoing through the empty tunnels like a ghostly reminder of the past. The station itself is an artifact of a bygone era, hidden beneath layers of grime and neglect, a relic of a time when the city was expanding rapidly. The air hangs heavy with the smell of damp earth and decay, a testament to the years of abandonment and disuse. It is said that the station was sealed shut after a series of unexplained disappearances, a decision made in haste and fear. Workers vanished without a trace, their tools left abandoned as if they had simply vanished into thin air. Some whispered of a shadowy figure lurking in the tunnels, a presence that seemed to watch and wait. Others spoke of a chilling metallic clang that echoed through the station, a sound that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. The city sealed the station, its entrance hidden behind a wall of concrete and steel, hoping to bury the mystery forever. But the clang remained, a constant reminder of the darkness beneath the surface, a sound that refused to be silenced. Years turned into decades, and the station faded into urban legend, a story told to frighten children and intrigue the curious. But the clang persisted, drawing those brave enough to seek it out, those who were not content with the stories and wanted to uncover the truth. One such individual was a young paranormal investigator driven by a desire to understand the unknown. He'd spent years researching the legend, collecting fragmented accounts and piecing together the history of the station. He believed the sound was a form of communication, a beacon from a realm beyond human comprehension, a message waiting to be deciphered. Armed with recording equipment, he located the station's sealed entrance, determined to uncover the source of the haunting clang. Using a sledgehammer and chisel, he chipped away at the concrete, each strike echoing through the silent tunnels. After hours of labor, he broke through the wall, a rush of stale air greeting him, carrying with it the scent of forgotten years. He stepped through the opening, his flashlight cutting through the darkness, revealing the decaying remnants of the station. The air was thick with the dust of ages, particles dancing in the beam of his flashlight. The clang resonated through the station, a deep guttural sound that seemed to vibrate through his very bones. It was closer now, louder, more insistent, as if calling to him, drawing him deeper into the darkness. He followed the sound, his flashlight beam dancing across the grimy walls, each step taking him further from the safety of the entrance. The clang led him deeper into the station, down a set of stairs that seemed to descend into the very heart of the earth. He emerged onto a lower platform, the air even more stagnant, the darkness even more oppressive. The clang was deafening now, a rhythmic pounding from the end of the tunnel, a sound that seemed to pulse with a life of its own. He approached cautiously, his heart pounding in his chest, each step echoing in the silence. As he reached the tunnel's mouth, his flashlight flickered, the beam wavering as if struggling against the darkness. The bulb died, plunging him into absolute darkness, a void that seemed to swallow him whole. He froze, his breath catching in his throat, the silence pressing in on him from all sides. The clang seemed to press down on him, suffocating him with its relentless metallic rhythm. He felt a cold, unseen presence brush past him, a whisper of movement in the darkness. Terror gripped him, paralyzing him, his mind racing with thoughts of the vanished workers and the shadowy figure. The clang continued, a relentless metallic heartbeat in the darkness, a sound that seemed to promise that the mystery of the station was far from over. The darkness of abandoned subway stations holds more than just forgotten stories. It holds a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lurk beneath the surface of our world. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more terrifying tales. Share your own scary experiences in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and stay scared.